Welcome to 2026, where most modern day women, they all look the same, talk the same, act the same, want control, and be these independent boss babes, calling it their glow up era. And meanwhile, the real glow up is actually having accountability, not the Botox and fillers. And if you're a woman out here demanding a provider, meanwhile, you cannot be coachable in any shape or form, honey, you're not independent. You're entitled. And this is where polarity comes into play for you women, because you can't demand a traditional man with modern day entitlement. And to be honest, this whole term independence actually got weaponized, because the whole I don't need a man turned into I don't need accountability. So with this whole entitlement mentality, ladies, I'm going to challenge you. Start asking, who am I becoming versus what does he owe me? So if your standards are this high and your accountability is down on the toilet, honey, you don't need a better man. You need a better mirror.
You said men should pay on first dates, men should be chivalrous. You said you want to keep your last name or hyphenate in marriage?
I would say I'd keep my last name, probably.
I don't know if it's different in Russia culturally. Like, do women keep their last names?
No, we don't. I mean, we're not.
So you're just like a feminist, modern woman. I think in society, what we see happening frequently is you have a lot of women who want the benefits of traditional chivalrous culture or treatment, but you guys don't want to do anything traditional. So men should be traditional, women should be modern. The man should provide, the man should protect, the man should pay for dates, the man should be chivalrous, the man should do XYZ, but I don't do anything. I won't take his last name. I won't be submissive. I'll wear the pants. I'll call the shots. It seems like a raw deal for men.
I tell women, be soft, right? And steady, right? Non-reactive. Be soft and still is really the better word, right? Versus reactive. Oh my God, wait, why did you do this? Wait, he's not texting me. I gotta do... Soft and still, but I want to add a third word to that. Sensitive. Soft, still, and sensitive. The triple S. S cubed. And sensitive is important because I say that needy women are attractive to masculine men. How you express those needs has to be done in a classy feminine way, with withdrawal when you're not getting what you want, with positive reinforcement when you are getting what you want, and then when you withdraw and a man pursues and seeks to understand and communicates he's pro-social with you, he's soliciting it, then there's a way to communicate that. Watch my videos for that. But soft, you understand, nurturing, empathetic, listening to a man, using your intuition, introspecting, still non-reactive. Pause. Have social grace about you. Have calm. Don't be frenetic active, right? Breathe. Learn how to self-soothe. That's how you're going to deal with an aggressive man, too, which is the kind of guy you want, to an extent, right? Not to self-destruction. But the next one, sensitivity is so important. Be very sensitive to your emotions. Listen to your heart. It's good to be needy. You deserve to be needy. And a man deserves to be a man and be able to fill needs. Yeah. Anyway. Triple S, baby. Triple S.
The bar is so low that women are like, he listened to me. Isn't that great? They brag. We brag about them listening.
The bar is so low for women that we literally hear men brag that she didn't make him pay for all the mistakes of the past men that were in her life. The bar is so low that men brag that she cooked once for him, that she replaced the toilet paper roll. She didn't leave hair all over the shower wall. She actually put gas in her car or went and got an oil change by herself. She didn't demand a lifestyle from him. Instead, she paid her own way. She actually used words instead of the silent treatment. She didn't make him guess why she was upset. She didn't start an argument because she had a dream that he did blank. She communicated her needs without attacking his. She didn't act like his mom. Yeah, men don't like that. She didn't take everything personally. Instead of competing with him, she supported him. She said thank you.
I got a poster that says, as a man, why are you not fighting for the woman you want? I would like to rephrase this fighting word with competing. A lot of women would love to say, why are you not fighting for my love? Shorty, it's not worth fighting for. Well, like I said, I'm going to rephrase it, competing for. There's other men out there who I think would be better for you because I don't want to compete for you because you really ain't. And women don't understand. Why would I have to try to fight for something? It should be organic. If I'm competing in a competition and I beat the competition out, therefore I win, why do I have to still do so much just to get your attention? Like, no, we're not doing that no more. Let me make women understand this logically. Just imagine you tell your guy, why are we not married and we've been together for 5+ years? And he says, you got to fight for my marriage. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
Why do you think you're single at 29?
I think I just have too high of standards. I just have a really hard time feeling someone that I really click with and that I want to spend time with.
What would you say makes your standards so high?
I don't like men who like around, and I like a high quality man. It's really hard to find high quality men these days.
What does a high quality man look like to you?
A high quality man is someone who doesn't put their partying first, is really into like their health, wellness, career, their overall happiness, well traveled. That's a high quality man.
How much does a high quality man make in Miami?
$350K plus.
So $250K, kind of mid-tier.
Yeah, I would say so.
How much do you make annually?
$125.
Do you think that that amount of money makes you a high quality woman, or does it play a factor at all?
Absolutely. I especially think in Miami, like not a lot of women work, so I think that makes me an extremely high quality woman.
We stopped slapping, so they forgot that they don't have the strength of a man.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good though we stopped slapping.
I don't know about that. There's a few I would like to slap.
I'm looking at all these women fight men online. I was like, why?
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you stop slapping them, and the female ego is ridiculous. But I mean, these women, like, they literally think what they see in the movies is real. I'm not saying just go around smack random women.
Yeah.
I'm saying you start acting like you want to get in someone's face. All it takes is one smack to realize you're not as strong as a man.
When I grew up, I used to see my father hit my mom, and I hated it. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that anymore.
And now your wife's out of control.
People need to start getting asked to be set up. It is truly, like we were saying before, like the most human thing.
I made this bet with my boss like a couple years ago, and I've now added my best friend, her husband, and a couple other friends. But I feel like I'm just going to open it up to the general public because I'm good for it. So the bet/offer is if you introduce me to my husband and I marry him, I will give you $5,000. I don't have to stay married to him for long. I can get divorced in 20 years. It doesn't matter. But if you introduce me to a man that I walk down the aisle and get married to, I will give you $5,000. My DMs are open.
Okay, let's talk about this. So, I'm offering a $5,000 referral bonus to anyone who finds me a husband. Yes, the video you just saw, that is her. That is who the New York Post wrote about. So, here's my thing. This is what men keep telling us. We want to say that they're being mean and bashing women. When they tell us that you will hit the wall, once you enter your mid-30s, they are not lying. This is what we need to realize. When a man gets married, most of the time he wants to build a family with that woman. There's off situations where that may not be the case, but a majority of the time, when you come together with a spouse, you want to build a family together. It's very hard for women over 35 to naturally bear children. That's not hearsay. That's not an opinion. That is pure facts. That is science. So when men keep telling us about hitting the wall, this is a prime example. Nowadays, women want to prioritize careers over families. And now they realize they're going to be lonely.
I was in the video Peaches and Cream.
Okay.
See, I knew I'd get someone.
112, right?
112. We rehearsed for 3 weeks, 8 hours a day for that video. And if you go back and you watch the video, you will not understand why. Because Diddy came on set and was like, nah, just go in there and shake your ass and bend over and, you know, what Diddy would say. And all of us trained dancers were like, nah, we're good, you know? And so they brought in models to just literally watch the video now and understand that 112 and the dancers rehearsed for 3 weeks, 8 hours a day. We had full lifts and it was amazing. And then that's what was on camera. And that happens a lot. I booked a Macy's commercial where the audition was triple turns into aerials, into things that are like, and then we put a backpack tree on us and turned around and went.
That is so funny.
That was the job. So it's like, it just depends.
And I really do have to commend Haley because, you know, she's good for holding women accountable, but in holding women accountable, she's good at holding herself accountable. I think I was looking at a post or something like that she had made where, you know, she's talked about her journey. She's been open about that, about how she's, well, you know, I separated and divorced. I've been that way for, what'd she say, 10, 11 years or something like that. We have 13-year-old son, yada, yada, yada. She made a workbook on trying to navigate, trying to heal different parts of your relationship. I even think I saw her trying to, you know, maybe not get married. She didn't commit to that, but she said, well, you know, I'm trying to, you know, just co-parent a little bit better. And honestly, whichever way it goes, that's the first step to repairing any type of relationship. They might decide to continue doing whatever they're doing separately, but she's saying, hey, I'm not ruling anything out. However it is however it is. I'm working towards this type of lifestyle. This is what I want. And I'm trying to hold myself accountable. I'm trying to be the best mom that I can be. And really, honestly and truly, that's all you can ask of people, is that they be the best version that they can be. I think a lot of times modern women try to slip out of that accountability phase and they say, well, you know, I said sorry. But then nothing after that really truly changes. And the man is stuck dealing with what he was dealing with in the first place.
Women often register their delusional relationship expectations as standards. But those ain't standards, baby. That's a fallacy, a fantasy wish list, because you've never lived like that. But you want a man to come in and give you something that you have yet to give yourself. So don't talk to me about how grown you is and how your standards are if your bills ain't on auto pay. And your bills are on auto pay, that's a different level of adulting.
I gotta be on auto pay.
You doing that. You are different.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Your bills are on auto pay, you are different.
I don't even know.
You deserve those red bottoms. You deserve that Chanel purse. Because that is your standards. That we separated by auto pay.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Why don't men ever make the first move anymore?
Because women want to be men.
No, we don't.
Well, you're so hyper-focused on being a man that men don't want to approach you anymore. It's gross. Men don't care about your independence or high-flying status. We want peace, not chaos that you bring with competition of trying to be better than what we are. We don't offer any value to you anymore if you can have whatever it is that you want. So, if you want to be approached by a man, then you need to learn how to be a woman.
Damn.
I will screw you over so bad in child support, you'll hardly ever see your daughter and you'll have to move back in with your mommy. We pull into the driveway. I wanted out of that car so bad. Before she even stopped, and this was used against me in court, before she even stopped, we're in the driveway. My driveway's very short. I mean, people have seen my driveway in videos. Before she gets stopped, I've already opened the door, jumped out, closed the door, and I'm running inside because I want the hell away from her. I run inside, I get in bed, and I even screamed at her. I was like, you're watching Stella tonight. Because remember, I was the one who was up every single night. I was sleep deprived. And then I'm also working 50 hours a week on an assembly line. Oh, the next day I started talking to attorneys. Couldn't meet up with any. It's Tuesday. I met up with a guy here in Wilson County, and I feel like we got to strike fast because all of them are saying, you have to be the first one to file.
What made you talk to an attorney?
I wanted to talk to an attorney because she's a court reporter. Her mother is a court reporter. They know the courts. They know the situation. And she told me she's going to screw me over so bad in child support I'll hardly ever see my daughter, and you'll have to move back in with your mom. That hit. You know what I mean? Like, everything that I've done for you.
I didn't see this coming. Y'all ready?
Things like this that sound negative. I normally don't post things like this that sound negative. I'm about to sound negative, just so you know. And man, I'm going to be talking about you. I normally don't do that because I'm a person who typically believes that people are inherently good. Life is just easier that way. And that, you know, I've had good experiences dating. But if I come across one more post about a man talking about he's choosing his peace, he's not dating anymore.
Already speaking, this is not a lady I would date, not a person I would want to be around with. Already she just seems like she has a negative outlook on life and will complain about every single little thing as well.
Is intact. Off. All the way off. Because I've been out here dating for about 4 years now, okay? Y'all don't have no money.
So first off, she's looking for someone who has money. As long as the guy has money, she's going to be good, I guess. Let's see what else she has to say.
You don't have money. I have yet to date a man that actually makes more than me. I have yet to date a man that can do more for me than I can do for myself. Now,
you're talking about dating. It's not your husband. You want a guy to do more for you while you dating than you can do for yourself? You want him to be paying for your nails, paying for your hair, paying for your manicures and pedicures, paying for... What are you looking for?
I would stand to argue that women that are hyper independent have the worst dating experiences. My theory on this is that men have a natural desire to help, and they want that help to be accepted. He wants to feel like he's adding to your life. And this is a way that he can show his love through action, and then she can show her love through appreciation, which will then have him feeling really attached and protective at that point. So when hyper-independent women don't leave this space to occur, good men just aren't interested. And for the men that do still try with her because maybe she's hot, he has a difficult time forming that attachment while she doesn't. She gets attached, he doesn't. Usually doesn't end well.
Let's talk about the inconveniences of being with a masculine man if you are a woman possessed with the Jezebel spirit. First and foremost, the masculine man is not going to worship her. If she's used to admiration, if she's used to leverage, she's used to being the center of attention, and she's used to praise, then she is going to struggle deeply with the masculine man. In fact, she may even resent him. A masculine man admires, but he does not idolize his woman. His mission, his calling, and his obedience to God comes first. And a woman possessed with the Jezebel spirit, she wants to come first. She will interpret his priorities as neglect in the relationship. And that's a very egotistical woman colliding with a man with order and structure. Second is, she will feel challenged because he can see through her. He can see that her tears are a form of manipulation. He can see when her silence is being used as a form of punishment. He sees when her seduction is used as a form of controlling him. He will refuse to participate in any games. And to a Jezebel-spirited woman, this will feel incredibly exposing and uncomfortable because that level of discernment feels invasive to the Jezebel-spirited woman. Third is a masculine man doesn't shrink to accommodate to insecurity. He will lead and wait for her maturity, or he will simply detach, especially when disrespect is consistent in the relationship. There is no third option. There is no in between. It's either one or the other, but he will never, ever, ever succumb and bow down to your chaos and dysfunction.
Why do men always try to fix our problems instead of listening to us? Understand something, honey. He is not trying to silence you. He is loving you in the only language he knows. But listen to me. Men try to fix us because they love us. Because in a man's world, fixing is loving. When you're hurting, he feels that in his body. Your pain makes him tense. Your sadness makes him restless. And your overwhelm makes him uncomfortable. Not because he doesn't care, but because he cares so much that he can't stay still or quiet. He wants to take your pain away. He wants to reach into your chest and pull it out and carry it himself. Men and women speak two totally different emotional languages. Yours is connection. His is action. Psychology proves this. Women regulate stress by expressing their emotion. Men regulate stress by solving the threat. When you start talking, your instinct is, I need to feel understood. His instinct is, I need to protect her. You want empathy, he wants effectiveness. You want presence, but he wants solutions. It's not that he doesn't care. It's that caring triggers his protector instinct. This is older than language, older than logic. In his mind, it sounds like the woman I love is hurting. I must fix whatever is hurting her. They protect. They take action. They provide structure and solutions. That is his love language.
Touch your husband, because if you don't, and then have the audacity to say, my husband doesn't give me the affection I want. Let's be real for a second. You can't expect a man to keep pouring out what he's not receiving back. Affection is a two-way street. If he's constantly reaching for you and getting pushed away, eventually he's going to stop trying. You want him to initiate more? Show him you actually want him. Grabbing his hand first. Pulling him in for a kiss that says more than words ever could. Those little touches tell him he's desired. He's seen. And he's not just your partner in life. He's still your man. So don't just sit around waiting for him to guess what you need. Lead with love, with touch, with desire. Because when you make him feel like the man in your arms, you'll get the man that can't keep his hands off you.
So this is why your relationship is failing. It's because you don't understand the difference between the two. Ego. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Accountability. I'm sorry that I made this decision and it caused you to feel this way. It won't happen again. Ego. Here we go again. Nothing's ever good enough for you, is it? Accountability. I'm noticing that this isn't the first time you've brought this up. I'm sorry that you've had to. Tell me how I can improve so that we can break this cycle. Ego. Well, that's just how I am. I can't help that that's just how I am. Accountability. I understand that we're different in some ways, and some of the things that I do, some of the decisions that I make, are upsetting to you. How can I consider your feelings better? What about the things that I do upsets you the most? And how can I change accordingly? Ego. You're always attacking me. Accountability. Thank you for correcting me. Now I know what to work on. It's that simple. It's really that simple. This is why so many relationships are failing. I said what I said. I said what I said. Have a blessed day.
I really do understand, he's saying if your bills are not on auto pay, then you don't need to be talking to me a certain way. Bars. I get that. And basically what he's saying is, if you don't have to worry about that level of, oh, will this get paid? Will that get paid? That's a different level of, I don't want to say money, but I think that's a different level of preparedness, because you don't have to have money to put your bills on auto pay. Right now, obviously, if you have different bills that you're moving around, then auto pay is going to be kind of hard, because I don't know what I'm waiting on this check to come in. I'm waiting on this, and this. So you're going to have different challenges, right? But I think all he is saying is you're asking for a whole lot of stuff. And his point is you're having to take from this and move over here, and you're having to do that. Your life is not structured. It's not organized. You don't have a lot of money to do a whole lot of stuff. So you're demanding a high class or a certain lifestyle, right? A certain way of living that you don't even maintain that.
A man should provide, protect, and lead in that order. And most men, they get the order wrong. A lot of men think leadership comes first. They want to be respected. They want to be the decision maker. They want the authority. But respect doesn't come from words. It comes from responsibility. Look at the order of things. If a man can't provide stability, nobody feels safe following him. And by the way, providing isn't just about money. It's about reliability. If you say you're going to do something, it gets done. If your family depends on you, they don't have to worry. Provision creates security. Once security exists, then protection matters. And protection isn't just physical strength. It's protecting the entire environment. Protecting the peace in the home, protecting your family from chaos, protecting your time and focus from distraction. Now, here's where most men miss the point. Leadership doesn't start with control. It starts with example. You can't lead people somewhere where you're not willing to go yourself. A man who works hard can lead. A man who disciplines himself can lead. A man who takes responsibility for his mistakes can lead. But a man who wants authority before responsibility usually ends up losing both. That's why the strongest leaders in life are the men who quietly handle their responsibilities first. Because when people see that, they don't have to demand respect. Respect shows up on its own.
I realized the problem with Oregon in the dating pool. I'm looking for a traditional man. Is that here? I don't know. Is it? Even like a country boy. One of those. Like, good values, good heart, has integrity, takes accountability, and a man that sticks to their word. Period. I figured out my problem. Maybe I need to move to the South. I don't know.
Gentlemen, if no one's told you, you got to tell yourself, you are special. You are important. You are the man. When I talk about things like confident, intelligent, and assertive, CIA, when I talk about frames, fragrance, footwear, when I talk about any of the things, the catchwords I use them for a very specific reason, because you matter. And you need to carry yourself as such. So the first thing is I started to treat myself well. Yeah, even when you're making minimum wage, get an extra topping on your pizza. Get extra cheese. That's why I talk about the 3 F's: frames, fragrance, and footwear.
Spiritual women do not date to see where things go. You date so that you can have a soul-merging, a time-bending, earth-transcending relationship with somebody that you can do the shadow work with, somebody that you can evolve with, somebody that you can really commit to for your entire life. So this modern dating scene just does not work for you, because most people are out there for casual or hookups or like, let's just go with the flow. And you're like, I literally don't know how to do that. Like, if I'm spending time with somebody, I want to know that it's going somewhere. I want it to be intentional. I want it to be conscious. So you flip between being completely celibate and like basically asexual and then going all in and getting obsessed with somebody. You don't know how to do in between because you're such a deep feeler. You're like, you're all or nothing, you're black or white. So usually what happens for you is you will go through long periods of time where you don't notice anybody, you're not attracted to anybody, right? Because you're not attracted to people just from physical looks. Usually there has to be emotional, mental, spiritual connection. And then all of a sudden, boom, somebody will come into your life and you will be tunnel vision obsessed with them. So when everyone's talking about just going on dating apps or sleeping with people just for a bit of fun, you can't relate because it's just not in your nature to do things that way. If someone is not in it to have that sort of past life connection, divine union energy, you're not interested. And you'd rather spend time alone and work on yourself and just wait for that person to come into your life than to spend time wasting your energy with short-term connections.
A lot of people say men become mean when they stop loving. What if it's because they got tired? Start to call them toxic and heartless when they start to pull back. But what if it's because they've been emotionally exhausted for a very long time? Men are not always loud about their pain. They don't express their feelings like us women do. To be honest, a lot of men try to fix things quietly, tolerate things quiet, and carry the pressure silently. When you have a good man, you don't appreciate him. Y'all push and y'all push and y'all push him to us, and he becomes cold and distant and not so patient. All of a sudden he changed. All of a sudden it's a switch up. You have to understand that he didn't change overnight. He literally got to a point where he stopped fighting for something that he felt that he was losing anyway. A man that constantly feels unheard, unappreciated, and disrespected doesn't know how to communicate that in a long conversation. Y'all have to understand, men lead for peace too. Just like women, men want calm, respect, loyalty, and emotional safety. When every conversation turns into conflict and every mistake turns into judgment and every effort that he puts in goes unnoticed, you're going to notice that something inside of him starts to close. Sometimes, to be honest, they don't even leave when the relationship ends. They leave way before that. He leaves the moment, the place where he was trying to build peace, now constantly feels like he's at war.
What are you doing? How you doing, buddy?
Watching you step all of my doubt suddenly goes away. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for thousands.
Saleya! What the hell is here, dude? He's in, man. What the hell are you doing up here?
I wanna hold 'em like they do in Texas, please. Fold 'em, let 'em hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. I love it. Love game, intuition, play the cards of fate to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him high, show him what I got. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him high, show him what I got. He'll be mine, no, we can't read him my whole face. She doesn't love nobody. He'll be mine, no, we can't read him my whole face. She doesn't love nobody.
This question says, I don't know if you know what a simp is, but I've been called a simp all through high school. What is a simp?
Simp is somebody who puts girls on a pedestal.
That seems like a problem.
One thing that really helped me was this idea when George Clooney was struggling with getting acting roles in big movies. He calls it the tyranny of being picked. And it's the idea every time he'd go into an audition, he was really nervous and was just thinking, man, I hope I get this part. One day it just hit him when he was just getting failure after failure. And he said, when I think about it, this director has a big problem. He has to find somebody for this role that's going to be perfect for it. George started thinking, I'm going to go in, instead of hoping I get picked, I'm going to go into it like I'm solving this problem for him. Not to say that we should just blindly tell ourselves that we're going to be solving the problem for a girl, but it's this idea of like, work on yourself enough, you will be in a better position to say, I'm helping you solve this problem, rather than, oh, I hope, please God, let her.
When people ask if there were signs,
And I have the cream right here. Yeah, mama. We're about to lace this thing up. It's a 5-pound cinnamon roll. Is it really? Yeah. This is what it's looking like. Oh, and by the way, if you thought these were real cherries, it's a purse.
Nobody thought
About to
that.
dig in. You said no one thought they were cherries?
Yeah.
Everybody thought they were cherries. Look at this one slice compared to my head.
No, that's a comparison.
I was just way better than you. Your head is triple the size of mine.
Exactly. We share familial bonds.
And you're shaped like a grasshopper.
What?
I hope you're happy, but I miss you madly. Don't hold it against me. I hope you're happy, but I miss you madly. Don't hold it against me, but I'm not even close to letting you go yet.
And the guy was talking about a certain order to men's responsibilities. And he was saying most men, they want to be leaders first, right? And I understand those guys that say, follow me, submit to me, do what I want you to do, and women not wanting to follow that. You haven't shown me much of anything. I think what a lot of men are turned off by is when a woman says, show me what you got. And then a man goes out there and he says, okay, you want to go here? I set it all up for you. pay for the date. So you're showing, well, you're showing some reliability. Let's see what we do. And by the way, the woman's not doing anything. She's not offering anything. She's just watching the man. And she will watch that man for the next 2 to 3 to 4 dates. And he pays everything. And she gives literally nothing in return. She doesn't bring a small gift or a small offering. She doesn't offer to pay for the tip. Nothing. Okay, I'll pay for the drinks. I want to help out. That's what men are looking for. If I'm going to protect you and to provide for you, I'm looking for some sort of, are you on my team or not? That's what men keep on running into, which is why they start changing the order of things and saying, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to go. If not, I'm moving in a different direction.
My husband walks in and tells me that he's hungry. He needs to cook for himself. I refuse to cook for him. The other day while making breakfast, my husband walks in and he's like, oh, can I have some? And I'm like, no, this is for me and my children. You could go ahead and go in the fridge, get your eggs, get your bacon, and make yourself some breakfast. My job is to make sure that my kids are fed. I don't need to feed a grown man. He could feed himself. I don't care if you've been working 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, you're still gonna go ahead and cook for yourself. If not, there's a McDonald's right up the road. Same goes for my stepson. I'm not gonna cook for you, you're not my child. And people are like, oh, but you said you cook for your family, your husband is your family. My kids are my family. My husband is family just by a piece of paper. My kids are blood related to me. That's my family. I will not cook for a grown man. If I'm making dinner, you're lucky if you eat leftovers. If not, make your own dinner because I won't be making it for you. Or you could just starve.
She is Super Saiyan beyond selfish, completely useless, but then the husband caught wind of her shenanigans. Let's watch.
So my husband decided to drain our joint bank account and leave me after so much controversy on my videos. So on my main page, I made a video about how I didn't want to cook breakfast for my husband because I didn't want to go out of my way from making scrambled eggs to making a fried egg for him. And I said that he could do it himself. I don't cook for my husband. I never have, and I'm not going to be starting today. I'm sorry. I guess he got, wind of the videos, and yeah, he drained our bank account, and he has told me that I have to leave.
Yes. Good job, my brother. We rocking with you. There's not many videos that I lose all hope for humanity, and this would have been the one if it did not conclude in this optimal way. If anybody knows who this man is, please send him my contact information. I'd like to throw him an entire freedom party right here up on the platform. He finally emancipated himself from the hellscape that is this woman.
Thought he was the one that's going to be gone and that I was going to be able to stay here, but he returned and he said that I need to pack up my things and go. I told him absolutely not because I have children and me and my children are not going to be in the street. So I told him that he has to evict me. And the one that gave him this idea of leaving me was his birth giver. Yes.
His mom?
His mother was the one that gave him the grand idea to leave me.
Birth giver is wild. This man dealt with your for 15 years. And you know what? That actually makes sense because he had gotten so much in a situation of happy life, happy wife. He enabled the consequence-free zone that she operated in. So of course she's going to be disrespectful towards him to let all this information free on the internet.
If I had a man that I knew 100% would provide for me like a man should, like back in the day, like a man should, I knew that he wasn't going anywhere and I had that full commitment, yes, I would quit. If I knew that he wanted to start a family, yes, I would quit. If, 100%. I cannot quit my OnlyFans if he asked me out and we dated for 4 months. Where's any of that?
I genuinely feel bad for these women. That they're out here in these situations, they don't realize the impact it has on their life, the impact that it's going to have on the men in their life. A real man is not going to put up with that. A real man is not going to want someone who's on OnlyFans or who's done OnlyFans. A real man is going to want a woman of God. I talk about this all the time. It's finding a woman who's going to put God first in her life. And you're going to know the difference between red flags and green flags, and also how to discern those things, right? God's that ability to discern things. When a woman is not for you and a woman is for the world, there's someone to walk away from, someone to have respect. Hey, you know what, God, this person is not the one for me, someone else is. Expecting a woman who's going to put God first and you second and family third. That's my message. Find a wife. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Your wife is not going to be on OnlyFans. Your wife is not going to be on Pornhub. She's not going to be out on those things, man. You know, lust goes for both genders. Jim Brown and God.
Yeah, I'm going to bring some light to these dating vlogs, okay? To me, this type of content is on the same level as the divorce diaries. And I say that because the videos that I have seen, I don't think that you women truly want to actually find a good man. You see an opportunity. You see an opportunity for validation and attention. And I'm going to give you an example. I seen this beautiful woman talk about getting back into the dating scene. She goes on a date with this man. It doesn't sound like it went bad. She said that she would see him again. She did mention that he did not bring her flowers, okay? So the next day, he asks her if she wanted to go to church. She says no. She instead goes to lunch and have drinks with her girlfriend and then goes and watches football. So this particular woman is just one of many examples that I could give. You potentially had a good man in front of you. You had the opportunity to test the fruits, and you chose to go have drinks with your girlfriend and watch football. But please get on the internet and explain how you can't find a good man and how you just want to find a good man so bad. Fellas, before you go asking a woman out on a date, go scour her social media if she has it. See what you're getting into. See what type of substance is there or lack thereof. Because some of you women are out here dating for attention, not intention, and trust me, it shows. Y'all have a good day.
I got a post there that says, date girls that are actually interested in being your girlfriend. You people are suffering from trying to domesticate wild animals. It's funny, but it's true. Now, I tell men all the time, don't ever ask her to be your girlfriend. Let her ask you, what are we? Now, typically speaking, if she does ask you that, that just goes to show that she values you enough and wants commitment. But don't commit to anybody who's a wild animal. And then we'll get blinded by lust all the time. Oh, she's beautiful with a fat, but she's crazy. And I know y'all don't want to deal with that long term. And if you say you do, trust me, you don't. That's why vetting these women are very important. Don't give full commitment if she's not acting right. Tell her your likes and dislikes. For example, you can say, I don't date women seriously if they go party all the time. I don't date women seriously if they work in the nightlife. I don't date women seriously if they're disrespectful. Once you state those terms, she knows, oh, well, if I really like him, I can't be that type of girl. And then she'll get her in order. And if she doesn't, well, there's categories: keepers, sleepers, and sweepers. She'll just get slept with and kicked to the curb. And you took no skin off your back because you did not give no full commitment.
All right, ladies. I know it's going to be tough for y'all in this new world of the soft guy era, where you got to pull your weight, you got to do your part. But mostly, because of your forbear movement, from now on, you've got to be the one to approach. We do not want to offend you or make you feel like you're going to be harmed. So from now on, you're the ones making the approach. And I know that's way outside of your wheelhouse. I know it can be uncomfortable. I've given some advice before, but here's another piece of advice. If you're out at a restaurant or a bar, a dinner party, or whatever it is, and you see a guy that you would like to get to know a little bit better, here's a new trick for you. I've even given it a name. Give him the Gatsby. Look, we've all seen the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. You know what I'm talking about. So, there's somebody in the room that you'd like to get to know a little better, but you know because he's a modern man. He's a soft guy. You're gonna have to take a little initiative. So what you do is you grab your drink. See how easy that was? You make eye contact across the room. You lift your drink. You nod your head. That gives him the opening. From that moment on, everything goes back to, kind of traditional. So then he knows that you don't think he's gonna sear your grapes or whatever awful thing could potentially happen. So give it a shot. Give him the Gatsby. Drizzle, drizzle.
Women have impossible standards.
Less than 3%, less than 14% of the entire American male population is over 6 foot. Less than 14%, and that's all the married men and the men in prison, all of them girls. So you're sitting around here like, oh, he's gotta be 6 foot, and he's gotta look like this, and he's gotta make 6 figures or 7 figures. When you start at just height alone, do you hear the percentage that I just gave you on just height? just height. And if you add in what he looks like looking like Idris and making money like this and that, honey, look, you looking for the come up for real, because I don't know where he's at. I was matchmaking, I would be like, man, I would go find these incredible men, and they would be like, oh, I would never date him. I'm like, I just went and found a freaking pilot, a ex-Falcons player. Are you serious? But he don't look, it's like he's gotta be perfect. But you're not perfect. You got issues and unresolved issues, and you got a temper, and you're bossy, and you're controlling, and men don't even like to be around you long term. You run everybody away. You think you're so much the ish that you're bougie and vain and stuck up, and men don't like it, and you wonder why you can't.
And I was kind of reacting to, I don't know, maybe her name is Lana Cherry, I think it is Lana Cherry. Sorry for that young lady. I guess that was her boyfriend sitting right next to her, or whatever they are. Well, you know, if he would man up and marry me and do all of these other things, and I would quit OnlyFans. You're doing OF because that's what you want to do. And a man, even if he were to say, okay, let me step up and do what I need to do, and let's get married. If the man was not, for these types of women, if a man was not bringing in the lifestyle that you wanted, then you would still be out there doing OF. Now, the level of OF that you would be doing would kind of be varying. And you might say, hey, you know, let me do feet pics or something like that, because I'm not really actually showing anything. And I can show a little bit of skin. And would you be all right with me taking pictures on the beach in my bikini? I'm already at the beach. I'm already wearing a bikini. Now I'm just monetizing it and selling it. Would you be okay? You know, we're having a baby, doing a maternity shoot. I'm dressing in something sheer. So I'm thinking if I'm doing something sheer, then it'd be okay for me when I'm not pregnant to do something sheer as well. Would you be okay with me doing that? And it's just a continued push towards really honestly and truly not being exclusive. So the man is pouring all of his resources into you exclusively, but you're allowing everybody else to see what you have going on. What man is going to commit to that again?